Sonic the Hedgehog. What more can I say? A polarizing figure in gaming, no doubt about it. Regardless of what you may think of his video games, however, I'm going to be focusing on his syndicated endeavors. In celebration of Sonic Forces and Nostalgia Month, I will be reviewing all of Sonic's TV shows, and a little something extra on the side. And yes, all of his TV shows. Yes, those ones too. So sit back, relax, grab a chili dog, and let's talk Sonic. Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. It was a first in a lot of ways. First Sonic cartoon, first time Jaleel White ever voiced the Blue Blur, and the first time Sega teamed up with DIC Animation. Running from 1993 to 1996, it was the longest running classic Sonic cartoon with 65 episodes and a Christmas special. And let me get this out of the way. There are worse things you could be showing your kids. You can tell that everyone involved with this show had a shit ton of fun. Jaleel White gives a great performance. There are also voices from Gary Chalk, Philip Hayes, and Ian James Corlett, all of which were well known in the 90s and have impressive resumes. This is a show that knows what it is, and it doesn't take itself too seriously, but it still tries the old adage of instilling morals through the cringeworthy Sonic Says segments.
Kids, there's nothing more cool than being hugged by someone you like. But if someone tries to touch you in a place or in a way that makes you feel uncomfortable, that's no good.
With that said, Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog is kind of bad. Yeah, it's bad. Like I said, there are worse things to show your kids, but as I watched it, my nostalgia melted away, and I found myself physically sick from the searing animation. If you aren't used to hyperactive, bouncy animation, it might put you off of the show completely. It's cheap, it's bright, it's DIC, pretty much. It's DIC Animation, it's Technicolor torture. It has this unfinished feel to it. It's like sugary junk food for the mind that may or may not cause seizures in children under 5. Seriously though, epilepsy warning. There aren't a lot of flashing lights, but just to be safe. Sadly, at the end of the day, when rewatching this for this review, I felt my brain liquefying. So much so that I never actually finished the show. I made it about halfway through season 2, I want to say, and decided that I had seen enough. This will probably be the shortest review this month, because there really isn't a lot to talk about when it comes to this cartoon. It has its moments, but overall, it's a product of its time with some pretty good performances, and some retina-rotting animation. If you like Sonic, you've probably already seen it. If not, check it out. If you're a fan of 90s shows, you might like it too, just take it with a grain of salt. Well, that's it for me today. Feel free to comment below. Subscribe if you want to see more. Stay tuned. Next week, I will be bringing you a review of Sad AM or Sonic the Hedgehog. A much darker take on the Blue Blur. And ironically enough, it was released in tandem with Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. Let's just say it's different. It's different. Like I said, there are worse things to show your kids, but as I watched it, my nostalgia melted away and I found myself physically sick from the animation. It's cheap, it's bright, it's Technicolor torture. That's to be expected from DIC. I hear that this is a very common thing. Or at least it was back when, fuck my asshole, god damn it. Like I said, there are worse things to show your kids. But as I watched the show, this... Fuck my life. I need to stop ad-libbing, because I can't fucking do it. It has this unfinished feel to it, almost like it's sugary junk food for the mind. And it may or may not cause seizures. It may or may not cause Sean Connery. Seizures.